October 7th, 2025. A day that began like any other for 4-year-old Melodee Buzzard and her mother Ashley. They left their home in Lompoc, California, setting out on what appeared to be a routine road trip. But what followed would quickly spiral into one of the most perplexing disappearances in recent memory. Surveillance photos show Melodee, bright-eyed and innocent, stepping into a white rental car. 2 days later, authorities confirm that this same little girl had vanished from confirmed view. Along the way, her mother's behaviour raised alarm bells, swapping licence plates on the rental car, wearing wigs, and making unaccounted-for stops across multiple states. Each action is a puzzle piece that doesn't fit neatly into any ordinary story. The critical question is chilling. How does a child vanish in plain sight while travelling with a parent? And why are the mother's actions so calculated, yet unexplained? As investigators work quietly behind the scenes, tracing routes, reviewing surveillance footage, and analysing digital records, the public is left piecing together fragments of a mystery that seems almost impossible to solve. Every mile of that road trip, every stop, and every interaction now carries weight in understanding what truly happened. Stay with us as we uncover the full sequence of events, examine the red flags, and explore the shocking twists in the disappearance of Melodee Buzzard. If you care about missing children and want to help keep Melodee's story alive, subscribe now, like this video and share it, because awareness can make all the difference. October 7th, 2025. Melodee Buzzard and her mother Ashley leave their Lompoc, California home, renting a white 2024 Chevy Malibu for what seemed like a simple road trip. From the very start, however, this journey would defy expectations and raise alarm among authorities. Over the next 3 days, the pair made a string of stops across multiple states: Nebraska, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and back to California. Each location was documented through surveillance footage, rental car records, and digital breadcrumbs, yet questions remain about what happened in between. The last confirmed sighting of Melodee occurred on October 9th, near the Colorado-Utah border. Footage shows her alive, still with her mother, 2 days after leaving Lompoc. After that point, the trail goes cold. Ashley continued driving, reportedly making stops in Green River, Utah, St. George, Utah, Primm, Nevada, and Rancho Cucamonga, California, eventually returning home alone. Every mile of this route is critical. Authorities are painstakingly reconstructing timelines, analysing surveillance, and matching it with GPS data and credit card activity to understand how this disappearance unfolded. Each stop raises new questions. Why did the mother continue travelling without Melodee? What happened during the hours and locations where the child was last seen? The pattern of travel, combined with sudden absences from surveillance cameras, has turned a straightforward road trip into a national mystery. Understanding this timeline is the first step in piecing together what went wrong and what may still be discovered. Keep watching as we move into the red flags and unusual behaviours that have investigators so concerned. From the very beginning, investigators noticed a series of actions by Ashley Buzzard that raised serious concerns. Surveillance footage and eyewitness accounts revealed that during the multi-state trip, she frequently altered her appearance by wearing wigs. While at first glance, this might seem like a minor or personal choice, law enforcement views such behaviour as potentially deliberate, a way to avoid recognition while on the road. Each change in appearance now factors into the broader investigation, suggesting careful planning rather than casual oversight. The rental car itself drew scrutiny. On October 8th, the vehicle was spotted with a New York license plate, one that belonged neither to Ashley nor the rental company. By the time she returned the car in California, the original plate had been replaced. Such deliberate tampering with vehicle identification is highly unusual in routine travel and instantly raised red flags for authorities. Investigators are now piecing together the timeline and location of each plate swap to see what it may reveal about her movements and intentions. Even the route taken by Ashley was peculiar. Instead of a direct path from Lompoc, California to Nebraska, the journey included numerous detours and stops in less populated areas. Surveillance confirmed pauses in towns across Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and California. Each detour, every unaccounted for stop, creates gaps in the timeline, complicating efforts to track the pair and increasing the urgency for investigators to determine the rationale behind these choices. Additionally, actions like avoiding straightforward highways, making stops far from common travel hubs, and remaining off major surveillance networks suggest a conscious effort to evade detection. Law enforcement considers this pattern significant, as it points to intentional manoeuvres designed to obscure movements. Together, these behaviours, wigs, licence plate changes, unusual routes, and deliberate detours, signal a level of planning and evasiveness that cannot be ignored. While investigators have not yet pressed criminal charges, every small action is being scrutinised for what it could reveal about Melodee's disappearance. The cumulative effect of these red flags sets the stage for a deeper look into the investigative techniques used to follow this trail, from surveillance cameras to federal tracking measures. Every detail matters, and the authorities are leaving no stone unturned in their efforts to find Melodee. Authorities immediately realised that tracking Ashley Buzzard and young Melodee across multiple states would require coordinated, meticulous efforts. Surveillance cameras along highways, gas stations, and public areas became critical pieces of the puzzle. Every stop, every brief sighting, was logged and cross-referenced with timestamps from rental car records and GPS data. The involvement of the FBI elevated the complexity of the operation. Agents coordinated across California, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and Nebraska to gather video footage, interview witnesses, and trace financial transactions. Each location along the route had to be examined methodically, from gas stations where credit cards were used to rest areas where cameras might have captured glimpses of the car. This boots-on-the-ground approach ensured that even brief movements were documented. Investigators also relied heavily on metadata analysis. Cell phone activity, vehicle GPS logs, and app usage offered a digital trail that complemented physical surveillance. By correlating these details with visual evidence, authorities could reconstruct the travel path hour by hour, identifying patterns and gaps in the journey. Despite these efforts, challenges remain. Many of the areas Ashley and Melodee passed through are sparsely populated with limited camera coverage. Some stops were brief, making it difficult to capture clear images or establish precise timelines. Each piece of data requires careful verification to avoid misinterpretation, which is why updates to the public are measured and delayed. Even with these obstacles, law enforcement maintains constant observation. They are ready to respond to any potential sightings or tips, and surveillance continues to adapt as new information emerges. The painstaking nature of this multi-state investigation highlights just how much effort goes into keeping track of movements when a child's safety is at stake. The disappearance of Melodee Buzzard has captured national attention, sparking intense public interest and concern. Communities along her reported route, from Lompoc, California, to the Colorado-Utah border and beyond, have closely followed every update. Social media platforms are filled with discussions, shared photos, and theories as people try to piece together the story themselves. Families and local residents have expressed frustration at the pace of official updates. While authorities work meticulously behind the scenes, the public sees gaps in information, leaving many to speculate about the child's whereabouts. News outlets highlight these delays, emphasising the emotional toll on the community and the sense of urgency for answers. This contrast between public concern and quiet investigative work often leads to tension. People demand immediate answers, but law enforcement must balance transparency with operational security. Releasing too much detail too early could compromise ongoing surveillance, alert the subject of the investigation, or jeopardise evidence collection. Despite these frustrations, public vigilance remains a powerful tool. Tips from concerned citizens, sighting reports, and community outreach can provide critical leads that might otherwise go unnoticed. Authorities encourage the public to remain observant, report any relevant information, and understand that patience is often necessary in complex, multi-state investigations. The combination of media attention, social pressure, and ongoing investigation creates a charged environment. Every new detail, whether confirmed or speculative, is scrutinised, While the public's desire for immediate resolution is natural, the case underscores how quiet, thorough investigative work is often the only path toward ensuring a safe outcome. As the search for Melodee Buzzard continues, the lack of concrete information has left both authorities and the public grappling with numerous theories. While nothing has been confirmed, investigators are methodically exploring every lead to understand what might have happened during the mysterious multi-state road trip. One major line of speculation centres on the actions of Ashley Buzzard, Melodee's mother. Investigators are closely examining the use of wigs, which may have been worn to disguise identity, and the switching of license plates on the rental car. Each of these actions suggests a deliberate attempt to obscure movement or avoid detection. Combined with multiple stops across several states, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and back to California, these choices raise questions about intent, timing, and motive. Authorities are also analysing the timeline of Melodee's last confirmed sighting on October 9th, near the Colorado-Utah border. From that point onward, surveillance footage becomes sparse, and the movements of both mother and child are difficult to track. Credit card activity, GPS data, and rental car records are being used to reconstruct the journey, but gaps remain. These gaps fuel theories about whether Melodee was being moved intentionally, hidden, or at risk of harm. Some speculate that Melodee's disappearance could have been voluntary, possibly orchestrated by a parent. Others worry that foul play may be involved, given the unusual and secretive behaviour along the journey. Authorities are careful to separate conjecture from evidence, yet every peculiar act, from stops at obscure locations to changing vehicle identifiers, becomes a critical piece of the puzzle. Public attention amplifies these theories. Social media, local news, and concerned citizens analyse each update, often interpreting small details as major clues. Investigators, however, maintain a disciplined approach, using these observations to guide surveillance, interviews, and data analysis without compromising the investigation. Despite the uncertainty, the patterns emerging from the available evidence are compelling. Each wig, each plate change, and each route deviation is not just a curiosity, it's a potential lead that could explain Melodee's path, the decisions of those involved, and the final outcome of this ongoing case. Investigators emphasise that, while speculation is inevitable, patience and meticulous analysis are essential. Every unusual detail, every small discrepancy, and every unanswered question is being logged, cross-checked, and revisited. This careful, deliberate attention may be the key to unravelling the truth behind Melodee Buzzard's disappearance, even if it takes time to fully reveal. As of now, Melodee Buzzard remains missing, and authorities are leaving no stone unturned in their search for answers. Federal, state, and local law enforcement are working in tandem, combining resources and expertise to track the movements of both Melodee and her mother, Ashley Buzzard. Investigators are relying on multiple investigative tools, including surveillance footage from gas stations and rest stops, GPS data from devices and rental cars, credit card activity, and cell phone signals. Every small detail is being cross-referenced to reconstruct the journey from Lompoc, California, to various locations across Nebraska, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and back towards Southern California. Each stop along this extensive route is under meticulous review. Investigators are interviewing witnesses, reviewing security camera footage, and analysing timestamps to determine where Melodee was seen and where gaps in the timeline exist. The critical confirmed sighting near the Colorado-Utah border on October 9th has become a focal point of the investigation, with officials trying to understand what happened after that point. Authorities are also examining patterns of behaviour, vehicle movements, and even subtle inconsistencies in Ashley Buzzard's actions to identify potential leads. Law enforcement continues to urge the public to remain vigilant. Anyone who may have seen a white 2024 Chevy Malibu, the rented vehicle used by Ashley Buzzard, especially if it displayed a temporary New York license plate, or noticed unusual activity along the route, is encouraged to contact authorities immediately. Even small observations can provide critical breakthroughs, and tip lines remain open to ensure that no piece of information goes unconsidered. While the investigation is ongoing, authorities are intentionally releasing only verified updates. This careful approach is designed to protect the integrity of the case, avoid tipping off potential suspects, and prevent contamination of witness statements. Investigators emphasise that just because updates are sparse does not mean progress isn't being made. Often, the most significant developments are occurring quietly behind the scenes, as digital, physical, and behavioural evidence is analysed in depth. The combination of detailed surveillance, forensic tracking, and methodical interviews is slowly building a more complete picture of Melodee's disappearance. Each lead, whether from public tips, technological tracking, or investigative analysis, brings authorities closer to understanding what truly happened during those critical days in October. For the public, awareness is essential. Sharing information about Melodee's case, keeping an eye out for the vehicle or related activity, and reporting anything unusual can make a real difference. Law enforcement continues to stress that community involvement may prove vital to locating Melodee and ensuring her safety. The search for answers continues with urgency, diligence, and hope. Every lead, every observation, and every effort counts. Melodee's case remains active, and investigators are determined to uncover the truth. If you want to stay informed and help amplify Melodee's story, subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and share this video widely. Awareness keeps the case alive, ensures no lead is overlooked, and keeps pressure on authorities to continue the search with focus and intensity. Melodee Buzzard's disappearance remains one of the most baffling and troubling mysteries in recent memory. A child vanished during what was supposed to be a routine road trip, leaving behind more questions than answers. Every stop along the route, every movement of her mother Ashley Buzzard, and every small clue, from surveillance footage to license plate changes, paints a story that is still incomplete. The truth remains just out of reach, and that silence is deafening. But even in that quiet, progress is being made. Law enforcement continues to follow leads, analyse evidence, and monitor key individuals. While official updates are sparse, the investigation is far from inactive. Each day brings the potential for a breakthrough that could finally answer the haunting question: what really happened to Melodee Buzzard? Your vigilance matters. Keep your eyes open for anything unusual: a white 2024 Chevy Malibu, unexplained stops along highways, or any movement that seems out of place. Share tips with authorities. Share this video with friends and family. Awareness and public attention can be as powerful as the investigation itself, amplifying the search and ensuring no lead is overlooked. Melodee's story is far from over. Her safety, her whereabouts, and the answers her family deserves depend on persistence, yours and the authorities. Stay alert, stay informed, and never let this case fade from memory. Subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, and help keep Melodee's story alive. Every view, every share, every tip matters. Together, we can make a difference and help bring Melodee home.